Hey, what's going on, guys? I did a little bit more testing on the Street Fighter V beta server, so we're going to cover a bunch of things in this video, including changes to the beach stage, the new friends list, the timeline for the friends list, the new blacklist. I'm going to go over the different lobby changes, the leaderboard changes, the new fighter profile changes, as well as testing out some of the netcode, the loading times, and a bunch of other stuff, guys. So let's start off by talking about another change to one of the stages, the beach stage. As you can see, there's a boat going around in the background now, so just the stage looks a little bit more lively. Then on the left side of the stage, I didn't really notice anything except for that bird in the hut. I'm not sure if that's new. The judge girls in the background now fall over when somebody gets knocked down, including the monkey on the turtle and just everybody else. All the NPCs interact now. This includes the rival schoolgirls on the left side of the stage. Tiffany will do a little dance and Hinata will jump out of the way. One thing I really wish Capcom would have changed is the waves going lower. That way the stage wouldn't have to be banned, because I think this is one of the sickest stages in the game. You see the boat there, it's moving again from a different angle. There's also a bird that occasionally flies around on the top of the screen every now and then. But definitely one of the coolest changes to this stage, but it's kind of like a secret Easter egg kind of thing. But the judge girls in the background will actually lift up the signs of the person who wins when there's a time over, so whoever has the most health. I'm not sure what will happen if you get a draw game. Maybe two girls will show Ryu and the other two will show Ken. I'll test that out later. But yeah, overall the stage is a lot nicer. Hopefully they do this to more stages. And it's a lot more lively too. You can hear the sound effects of the girls in the background, of the birds and everything. So people will definitely notice it when the patch rolls out. Alright, so next change. Quick little thing Capcom has added is the ability to opt out specific stages when you use random stage select. So that's pretty cool. So it's kind of like, if you still want random stages, but then you don't want training mode at all for sure, or you don't want the stages that are banned from the CPT, for example. So it's a pretty cool option. That way you can choose a bunch of your favorite stages rather than just, having random select and rolling the dice. Moving on, let's talk about the blacklist feature now. To blacklist somebody, you simply just go to their character profile. You can even do that when they're in the lobbies with somebody, or you can just simply search up their ID. When you add somebody to your blacklist, the game asks you specifically why, which is odd. It's kind of like Capcom is surveying information. But one of them says this player has an unstable connection, which makes me curious. Does this mean that it also blacklists you from actually matching up with the opponent? Now, there's no real way to test this function by just, sitting in, because there's no training mode right now. So just searching for a player and trying to get a match with them, we won't know for sure if it actually works or not. What we do know for sure is that when you blacklist somebody, you take them off your friends list, they can't receive invitations from you, you can't join their lobbies. Even when they're password protected and you know what the password is, their lobby won't even show up on the CFN if you try to search it. So you pretty much just make it so that no matter what, they can't run into you. But like I said, I'm not sure if this means from ranked matches as well, randomly. And this goes both ways, so if one person blacklists the other, they will know because they can't, talk to each other or go to each other's lobbies. But if both players are in the lobbies and then they blacklist each other, they can still play against each other, which is quite funny. Now let's talk about the new friends list thing. So you can add somebody to your friends list, and this gives you a little bit more information than adding someone to your favorites. So what happens is there's actually this timeline on the right side of the screen, and it'll actually tell you in chronological order all the people on your friends list, what has happened, which matches they have played, whether it was in a battle lounge or if it was a ranked match, and you can see the exact time and you can search that exact replay of that match. So it's really good. The friends list does require consent though, so if you guys want to, stalk some pro players, they have to accept your invitation. When you send a friend request, it also adds them to your favorites automatically, and it's not intrusive. Like, it's not like an alert on their side. They just have like a pending section of all the friend requests they received, so I can't imagine it being annoying. We also got some small adjustments to the leaderboard now, so now you can search the league specifically. So you can search who is the best Ryu in Platinum, for example, or who is the best Balrog in Super Bronze, and it'll also show their overall rank on the far left side, so you know how they rank between everybody else, not just in the league itself. And yeah, it's just easier to pinpoint certain people. If maybe you're trying to search someone that's around your skill level, maybe you can see what they're doing that you're doing wrong, so to speak. Just a better search engine. Now as for the fighter profiles, they've updated this, so a lot of the information now finally loads up. It loads up quite quickly. You can now see like the total matches and win percentages of your character. The other tabs are unlocked as well. You got kind of like a graph format too, and you can really just pinpoint on how much of what character you've played, the percentages. It's all broken down apart from the entire cast. You can search your total lifetime percentages, or you can just check your last 100 matches so you can see if you're improving or not. You can also compare their fighter profile with your own and then compare your stats with them, which is another really cool feature. I know the compare option was there before, but now it actually works and there's actually stats to check out. Now, another feature they added on the first tab is your matchup percentages. So this is the most important information that Capcom can tell you, and everyone should be using this when this finally releases. So you can find out exactly what your percentage win rate is against Ryu players, against Chun-Li players, etc. You can find out what your bad matchups are, which matches you struggle with, and so you know which ones you need to work on the most, which ones you need to improve on. Very valuable information. Then on the second tab, I know some of this loads up sometimes on the servers, but anyways, it shows your overall, like how many normals you've landed, how many throws you've teched, and such, and the percentages on that. And this gets a little wonky, especially when you see your overall stats, but it does have like the last 100 matches, so you can see what you can improve on. Now we have the third tab, the Discipline tab, and this one shows the percentages overall, the characters that you play against. So you can see how many Ryus do you play against, Ken, Chun-Li's. You can see the trend of what are the most popular characters people are using basically, because if you play mostly Ryu players in your league, for example, you can check that out. You can also see that, oh man, I don't play too many Fang players, maybe I should learn that matchup as well, because the percentage would be low, for example. There's other account information such as the total amount of XP or what level your character is. You can check out the total amount of fight money you've earned for your account finally. So Daigo, you really gotta pick it up, only 600k, man. You gotta get into that survival mode. So you can see how close you are to that platinum trophy. You can see how much of what characters earned you for that fight money as well. So you can see if there's a character you need to level up more. You can see the amount of people that are stalking you, so the total amount of views that people are checking out your profile. So you can raise your E-ping. You can actually check by the week the trend of people checking out your profile, which is really interesting. You can also see the amount of views on your replays themselves, as well as the ID, so people can watch a specific replay by giving them the ID. And so you can see which matches are really popular, which ones you want to keep. So if a pro player makes a Smurf account and he's trying to remain low-key, he can find out if he's been made, because he can check out the amount of times people have favorited his profile. The next thing Capcom has fixed is the Battle Lounge flags actually load now. So now you can see what region somebody is in before joining their lobby. Another small thing that has changed is the character select screen. Character slots are a lot smaller now, probably because Capcom's going to be adding a lot more characters in the future, so it needs to fit on the screen. So finally, the last thing I wanted to test was the netcode for the game, because Capcom didn't mention anything specific about the netcode, but I figured maybe they might have changed it a little bit. I wanted to test the one-sided rollback, I wanted to test the loading times, and I wanted to see, because it's on a different server as well, and there's a different amount of people playing. So this was a huge pain in the ass to test, because we had to test the beta servers and the normal servers. But first off, I got two buddies of mine, Mir and Sonic Soul. So first off, Mir was an extreme example because he lives in Italy and I live in Western Canada. So what we did is I hosted a lobby first, played against him, and then he hosted a lobby second. So what we've noticed is that when I host a lobby, I'm getting some one-sided lag where he's skipping around. But then when he hosts the lobby, my connection feels almost perfect, but it's laggy on his side. And then we went back to the normal servers, and it was still the exact same thing, so we didn't notice any differences there. Then I was able to cross-compare the footage because I got them to record the same match that I was recording, so I can look at them side by side and seeing the differences. Then I did the exact same thing with my buddy Sonic Soul. He lives in New York and I live in Western Canada, so it's not as extreme, but it's still two different countries. But our connections were fine on both sides, but then back on the normal servers, they're still pretty good on both sides. All three of us have really good internet connections. All of us are using wired, and all of us are using the PC version. But one thing I did notice is the host of the Battle Lounge usually gets the bad end of the one-sided lag, in my experience from streaming and from this test. I also played against my friend Yams, but you don't see the footage in this video. But he lives 3 hours away from me, and of course the connection is flawless. Doesn't matter who is hosting the Battle Lounge, so there's that. And then of course on the normal servers, it's still the same. It was always flawless. So basically what I'm saying is that it doesn't look like they changed the netcode at all. But one of the biggest issues with Street Fighter V is the people you're getting matched up with are all over the place. Some of them are not even remotely close to your region, so that is one of the things that Capcom is fixing. They're also making it so you don't match up against the same person frequently as well. so there's more variety. I find it really rare that, you know, sometimes I don't play too many people that are even from Canada. Most of the people I play are from the US when I go with the random matchmaking. But the issue is with the beta servers is that no one really is searching for ranked matches. Everyone is in the battle lounges right now. So one of the reasons why Capcom made it so you can't go in training mode is so people are actually playing the game and testing the netcode. But the thing is, people are just going to battle lounges, they're just doing balance testing with their favorite character and such, or playing against their friends, so it's kind of hard to really test this server properly, because sometimes you'll be waiting for a match for like an hour and you won't find a match because everyone's in battle lounges. So it's really hard to test this properly, and of course on my side I'm only playing against 2 other players. Everyone's going to have different results. And another thing too is we tested the loading times, and just comparing them, it was pretty much the same. I'm not sure if they actually implemented it in the beta server yet, but one thing, this could be placebo, but the white screen seems to be a lot shorter, and that's when the game is actually loading. So when this patch does roll out, hopefully the matchmaking and all of that is much more consistent on, you know, the latency that you're searching for, 4 or 5 bar matches, and people are closer to your actual location. I guess my only gripe is the one-sided lag, because I know you might be thinking, well, you know, at least somebody has a good connection, but I think it should be kind of an even playing field. You know, if one person experiences some lag, then you all should. So you don't, you know, have someone with a crazy advantage over you who's just, you know, going nuts. Because I have one buddy named Whitewind, shout outs to Whitewind, and he lives in Japan, and we're playing him, and when he's playing against me on his side, it's perfect. But on my side, it's a fucking slideshow. Of course, I'm not arguing the fact that, you know, you should be able to play people from Japan and have a great connection, but it is kind of annoying with the one-sided lag. Anyways, I better wrap up this video. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. Hopefully you found this informative. Let me know what you guys think about these upcoming changes. Don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for the support, and I'll keep you guys informed with more news in the future. So till then, take care.